The universe is an ever-present energy of love within us and around us, supporting us and guiding us, and that energy is meant to be in the service of our presence and the presence of all those around us.
Gabrielle Bernstein, a role model for spiritual seekers.
If you want to attract more into your life, give more of what you want to receive. Be in the service of others in a way that is natural to you, in a way that is meaningful to you, in the way that is joyful to you, in a way that you are able to. Some people can cut a check for something. Somebody can show up and be of service. Some people can just literally hand someone a banana on the street. Sometimes it's just lending an ear. Oftentimes when you are in your own story, in your own drama, the best thing you could do is pick up the phone and see how somebody else is doing. Because when we take the focus and the attention off of what's not working with us and we start saying, how can I be of service to you? We get back into vibration with the universe. The universe is an ever-present energy of love within us and around us, supporting us and guiding us. And that energy is meant to be in the service of our presence and the presence of all those around us. And we have to show up for that. We have to hold that. We have to commit to that. Whatever it is that you're doing in your life, whether it's being a partner to a person or being a parent to a child or being a teacher or being a boss or being a whatever you are in your life or many of those hats in one, I want you to ask yourself, how may I serve? How may I serve more? Maybe you think you are serving. How may I serve more? Really getting humbled and asking a higher power of our own understanding, how would you use me? How would you use me? Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And to whom? My favorite prayer from A Course in Miracles. Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And to whom? And when we open up to that service and we expand our heart and we start to give more of what we want to receive, that's when the universe starts to truly just get in sync with our energy. And it's really an act of surrender. Service is an act of surrender. Because if you're in the service of somebody else, you don't have time to be thinking about your own drama. You don't have time to be frustrated or annoyed because you're now in the service of others. Even if it's just energetic service. Now, this means showing up with a good attitude. Being a little bit more high vibe in the nail salon. Service to others. It's helpful. It has a ripple effect throughout our day. And this is a form of surrender. And I talk all the time about surrender. And when we surrender our desires to the care of the universe will always reflect them back to us. And so I want to encourage you to think of an area of your life where you're clutching and you're holding on so tightly. Do you know that area? Anyone? How does that feel? Not so good. No. What? Stuck, yeah. Stuck. It's not a good feeling to be stuck in the energy of holding on and grasping and controlling something that's something we want really badly. And so I'm going to ask you tonight to offer it up, to give it over, to ask the universe to reveal signs to you that you're on the right track. Every time in my life when I've made that commitment and I've asked for that guidance has come back to me tenfold. I remember when I was about 6 books in, I don't know, I guess I was 35 or something, I'm 36 years old at that point, and I was out on this major book tour all over Europe, and I was writing the next book while I was on the plane to this book, and I was really burning out. And at the time, if you've read Happy Days, you know I was really struggling with dissociated trauma. I didn't know what was actually going on and why I was a workaholic and why I was pushing and controlling. And so I was really suffering. And I remember I had to get to Germany to go give a talk, and then got off the stage in Germany, and I got on a plane to London, and I was the last speaker on the stage, and I just bombed, like the speaker before me, it's not his fault. I bombed, and then I left that stage, and when I say bombed, like my energy just wasn't in the elevated place. And I got off that stage, and I got on another plane all the way back to Canada, and I'm bummed, because I want to be of service. I want to show up at my highest capacity, but my world was crumbling from the inside out. And I just It was like hand in my head, and I remember looking down and crying, and I just said, universe, I need a sign that I am being guided and supported. And I got to Canada, and I rushed from the airport back into another backstage area, and I'm backstage, and I'm sitting in the green room. Nobody else is around because I'm the last person to go on the stage that night. And I'm sitting there, and I feel this energy come through me, this angelic presence. And it feels as though I have these angel wings just coming through me from behind. And I breathe, and I can just see this presence of this angel. And I stand on the stage, I step out onto the stage, and I felt this energy and these wings as if they were expanding across the stage, holding me and guiding me. And it felt so elevating, and I felt so connected again. And I got off stage, and I felt really good. And I started to gather my things to get back on another plane, and there was a friend of mine's husband was in the room with me. We're the only ones left. Everybody had left the building. And he sees this charm on the table, and he picks it up, and he's like, what's this? And he says, you know, Gabby, I don't know why, but I think this is for you. And he hands me this charm. And it's a little angel wing. And on the back of the angel wing, it says, believe. And I looked at him, I'm like, yeah, man, that's totally for me. A year later, I went back to Canada to give another talk. And I was sitting behind a table giving a book signing. And this young woman runs up to me, and she's like, Gabby, I saw you talk in Canada last year. It was so amazing. And I just couldn't find you at the end. But I wanted you to know I left you this charm. It's an angel wing that says, believe. It's right here. Too bad you can't see it. It's an angel wing that says, believe. And so I carry this with me wherever I go. I'm going to put it back in my pocket so I don't lose it. I carry this with me wherever I go, and I love the tremendous divine wisdom of the universe. And I love that we all have the capacity to tune into the energy of service and love and faith and joy. And in the energy of that love and service and faith and joy, anything is possible, my friends. Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here. If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here.